Hello, welcome back to LIVENODING. In this episode, I'm gonna teach you how to make some kind of procedural fractal cookies. Um, the result is something like this. It was actually kind of inspired by OREO cookies. If you look at OREO cookies and look at the pattern, um, you might think, okay, you probably can recreate this simply by using displacement. But the better way is probably to draw this pattern using vector and then use that in Blender as a real um, shape. But what I'm doing here is slightly different. I'm just gonna be using SVerchok nodes. So this is one way you can actually do this. You have a circle, you randomize points on the mesh or polygon of the circle, and then use the Leoni triangulations, and then you use, okay, this is just an additional nodes. Once you get the pattern, you simply extrude it, and here I'm actually using mirror and subdivisions. So originally the shape is actually just pretty random like this, but there is another way that I think is probably better. Is actually to just use a circle. It's actually quite easy, so I'll do it from scratch. So file, save as, OREO inspired cookie. So let's SVerchok nodes. We can just use circle, and let's just use viewer bmesh, or use viewer draw for now. So with a circle, we normally just draw a circle. Here I'm just using the edges of the circle. If you duplicate the circle, plug this into the matrix, you get this pattern, right? And you can adjust this and also adjust the circle. If you want the pattern to be kind of like nice and circular, instead of just using matrix, use matrix normal and plug this into the location and the normal and plug this in. So you have something that's more like a flower pattern. So this is, I think, the base. It's really good base to create some kind of cookie pattern, like a geometric, and it's actually quite beautiful as well. It's pretty easy to create, and so from this pattern, of course, instead of doing it this way, we use matrix apply, use the second one. So plug the original input there, the matrix normal there, unplug this, plug that in. So we have this pattern still. Let's keep it simple for now. Okay, something like that. Or you can always adjust the radius later. So yeah, we have this thing and we can bake it, and it's already shaped pretty nice. We can go, for example, to edit mode and then apply face, right? And then extrude, things like that. Use intersect edges, so it's to keep everything clean. And then use the polygon edge net. The name is very strange, okay, planar edge net to blah blah blah. The nodes can have better naming, but this node is very powerful. It finds all the intersection of edges and fill the face. So that's basically what it does. You already almost have yourself a cookie in just a few seconds, right? You probably want to have better pattern, so you use polygon, extrude. Oh, you want thickness, so you want extrude region first. Just extrude by the normal. So you have a bit of detail there. Scale, okay, just keep it simple for now. And then just use extrude separate faces. Okay, so this is actually that's pretty much it, my proposed cookie. And you can bake it, and you get a result, and you can subdivide. Pretty simple and probably pretty basic. You can add the middle part like OREO, but you can randomize this, and you can actually use circle. Instead of using circle, you can actually use n-gon. With n-gon, you can have a different type of pattern. You can randomize a little bit. So you have a pattern that's more like a flower, and you can always bake it. Okay, if you don't like the baking process, just use this BMS viewer node and just output the real object. And as usual, I use cavity shadow. For OREO, I use this dark chocolate. So yeah, this is the base, right? It's pretty simple. You can add subdivisions, and then you can always randomize. And if you want something that's smooth, this node always need a smooth shade or calculate normals. It's off by default. So now you have this cookie, procedural cookie creators. You can do more on top of this. I mean, if you want to make something that's like OREO, think about the pattern and then try to recreate it. Just instance the circle and then line. It's actually very easy, and the edge. It's not, I mean, it's not easy, but it's simple enough. I have another example that's a little bit more advanced. So this might take a while to load. But it's actually using the similar flower pattern. So it's just like a fractal circle instance over a circle and an instance again. So like the OREO, for example, you have 4-sided flower. The flower is quite unique. It's got repeated. The branding, this is actually original design. So this is something that you want to create yourself. Maybe just type blend, and then you create this other decorations. It's beautiful cookies design. Okay, this one take a while to load. Maybe I open another Blender. Yeah, apparently the intersect nodes can take quite a while. Maybe I'll open number 2. File, open, get rid of the folder. Okay, this might actually take a while. Okay, this one done. Yeah, see, this cookie now has a lot of details, and definitely it's more intricate. They're actually overlapping, and they are made of 3 parts. I can turn it on and off. It started to resemble other type of cookie, but I think it's quite beautiful, and I like to share this as well. Similar kind of setup. Circle, circle, intersect edges, planar edge net. It's all the same. Probably for the edge part, it doesn't need to be this complicated, but still interesting to do it this way. They're just like I said, they're just overlapping. You can delete everything and just left out with these 3 different parts. you can then, you know, just join them and then just do remesh. And yeah, with once you remesh it, it's becoming like a cookie. But I think this is quite a high resolutions. It's quite expensive to calculate. So this one's probably similar. You get rid of the subdivisions and then join it beforehand. Delete everything, no subdivisions, and then remesh modifier. Voxel remesh. So yeah, it's a lot faster like this. A better way actually with this to be because this is computer graphics and you want to be really efficient is to actually generate use the normal or displacement map baking. This actually reminds me of mooncake. There's a type of cake that's kind of fractal-ish as well. So yeah, I think it's more like mooncake. We just created some kind of pattern design for mooncake. I think this is slightly more intricate with lettering, etc. In fact, if I look at this, it reminds me of grease pencil. So maybe you can also use grease pencil to design something like this. So yeah, converting outline into grease pencil is also pretty easy, but I'm not gonna do it now, but you get the idea. Just use circle and then make circle and circle. It's like pattern. All right, thanks again. Hopefully you find this useful. Let me know what you think and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.